Oh man, I hope I can film this quickly today because I have to keep the windows closed because of sound recording reasons, and I think it's gonna start to get really hot in here. Spring! So this is the first in a series of videos that I've been meaning to make for a while about accidental book collections. Specifically my accidental book collections. Perhaps this is something that other people don't really do and maybe they just don't notice, I don't know. I think I only really noticed because I used to sort out my books by genre. I actually still do that in the case of my nonfiction books, but yeah. Alphabetizing. It works much better when you have a lot of books. But like periodically I will realize, oh, I have several books that fall into a very specific category, and I did not intend to I did not go out and be like, oh, I'm gonna buy a lot of books about this. Like, it just happened. And I don't know, I want to talk about them because I think it's weird and interesting, and that's usually a good subject for videos, things that are weird and interesting. The one I'm gonna talk about today is actually the least weird one, probably, which is vintage books, specifically with illustrations or pictures, usually out-of-date nonfiction. They actually all sit in a pile right there. They've been in the videos this whole time and you just didn't know what they were. So I'm gonna go get those. They sit on top of a pile of vintage knitting magazines that I have, which I should probably also show you at some point because they are crazy and hilarious, but I have to leave them there because this pile of books is holding up some other books as a makeshift bookend, so I would like to not cause a book avalanche today. Also sitting on top of the pile is a copy of Tea Guide magazine with the monkeys on the cover. I really like the monkeys. First up is an old Trixie Belden mystery novel that I got from my aunt a really long time ago. It was hers from when she was a kid, back in the 60s. When was this published? Yeah, this is an edition from 1963. Oh, actually this is not her name written inside the cover. I'm pretty sure she actually stole this from one of her sisters. This is the only Trixie Belden I've ever read. I remember liking it, but I never read any others. And it's been a really long time since I read it, like years. The illustrations are pretty cool. They're all like black and white with blue accents, I guess to add a bit of visual interest. It's falling apart a little bit, the spine's really coming undone. This one's a book of party games from 1946. It's actually in amazing condition considering how old it is. Like, the binding is still holding. This one actually is not illustrated, but it does have a very cool cover illustration. I guess this falls more into the out-of-date nonfiction part of the category than the illustrated part. I haven't actually looked at the games in here very closely, but I bet this would be really fun if I was having like a Mad Men themed party. These next few I got out of the free box in front of a local used bookstore. This one is called Clues in the Woods, and I think it's one of those like early chapter books that you give to children when they're first like really learning how to read. This was published in 1968. And it's got some neat, like, sort of sketchy pencil illustrations. I have not read this one. I have actually not read most of the books in this pile. I bought them more for the aesthetics than the content. This one is called Vivian Cole's Make It Yourself Boutique, and it is supposed to teach you how to make your own clothes without a sewing machine or anything. This one was published in 1967. And this is neat because it's got both the technical drawings for how to construct pieces and like some 1960s fashion illustration, which I really like. One of these days I'd really like to like sit down with this and see if you could actually use the instructions to make clothes. This one is called The Right Play for You, and it's all about like choosing the right play to put on at like your school or for your drama club or whatever. And this one was published in 1960. And this one has like some neat little cartoony illustrations. This is an old library copy. Like, you can actually see the catalog numbers written directly on the spine, but considering that it's in really good condition, library copies get beat up. And this last one is simply called The Robots Are Here. The exclamation point is really what makes it. This one is from 1965, and this one is filled with pictures of a lot of smiling people enjoying technology. I really like this. There's something very sweet about it. It's got like this sort of gee whiz tone about science, and I think that that's nice. So there we go. There's my pile of weirdly specific books. I will hopefully be making more videos about my accidental book collections. If you have also amassed a strange accidental book collection, I would love to see that. You should make a video response about that. And that is it for today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.